Hello, everyone. I'm Plasma Warriors, and me like to call me that cat the Afro. Okay, so fair warning, this one's not going to be my usual topical video of blah 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 blah. This is a rant. So, yes, I'm not going to be nice about things. And so, again, this is a different location from where you're used to because I don't want to wake my roommates up. Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of video. But anyway, seriously, if you'd like to see more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe because I want to do a lot more than just talk on my phone. Again, like I keep saying, I'm one guy in a bedroom with his bedroom with a webcam. Sounds kinky. So now we got that out of the way, I would like to warn you the following will contain coarse language. You have been warned. Now that we got all that done, anime gates. Or as I want to go down to the point here, I'm so sorry to say this, but I'm tired of hearing all this BS between everybody. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, and I'm not going to talk about that. I've already made my points in my previous videos. Go back and look at those if you want to. This is not about what the circumstances are, or who said what, or he said, she said. I've dealt with that already. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm here because there are some other issues that need to be addressed. Hold on, folks. Again, I wish this were alcoholic, but this is going to be a doozy. I'll keep that uncapped because it's going to take a while. I'm going to start off by saying very much so that this isn't the first time we've heard Vic Mignogna do something particularly. I don't know everything, and I'm not the big insider, but a lot of people at conventions have said he's always been a big jerk. He feels like he's the most important person in the room. I don't know about that. I personally have not seen that. I think I've said that before, but I'll say it again. It's something that I haven't personally partaked in. And I'm somebody who's gone through conventions up and down the entire state of Texas. So I know that this isn't something that I know can see and verify with my own eyes. Maybe there was. I have no clue. But that's beside the point. The point is that means there's some plausibility to this claim. And I'm not saying it's a plausibility as in, oh, he's guilty right now. I'm saying this could be possible, for God's sakes. Now, possibility and actuality are two different things. And it's innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, as well as should be public opinion. But this really boiled down to maybe one of two events. I don't know which one. I've heard event number one, I've heard event number two. It could have been either way, but event number one, the one I hear a lot more Vic Mignogna being called out because of, was the Brawley movie that just aired in theaters. I'm not really sure about that. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a DBZ fan. I've seen a lot of DBZ fandom people talk about this. You have the right to be your own fan group. That's fine. I'm not going to call into that. But in general terms, I've also seen, I think it's the more plausible point. I don't know if this is the reason why this is happening to Vic Mignogna, is that Anime Matsuri, boo, invited him as a guest. And I've already talked about John Lay being the second dumbest person of 2018. It's surprising that he wasn't number one, but yeah, number one was dumber than he was. Barely, but true. Excuse me a moment. Again, I don't know if I'm actually getting a lot of feedback, but my earphones seem to be fine. Straight up, though, I wanted to say, generally speaking, Anime Matsuri has bigger issues than the Lolita scandal. Yeah, the Lolita scandal was there, but let me guarantee you one thing. It's not because of the Lolita scandal that I have a big deal with Anime Matsuri. I'm playing away from that. John Lay was a slime ball before that was taking place. I'll say it like that. If you've known him, the way he's done business particularly, yeah, he's been a slime ball for decades. I would also say his arcade was overhyped. He was good social media marketing person, but the product he put out sucked. There's my opinion about that. And just as a record of an arcade guy, a Japanese sit-down arcade actually is a worse investment in the long term than an American stand-up cabinet, because the Japanese arcades break down faster. They really do. It's just, I would tell you that from the word go. And don't do that unless you are willing to pay a lot of money, because it's just too much to deal with. Excuse me. Yeah, I need to get a sponsorship from people. I'm drinking some of their stuff here. But that being said, Anime Matsuri seems to be the more plausible point because John Lay. I mean, I don't know if that's the main reason, but it seems to be more the reason why this has come out about Vic Mignogna. Now, I'll say this. Generally speaking, a lot of voice actors are pretty good people. I'll just name two off the top of my head. Christopher Ayers, amazing person. He's kind of like your, how do I put this? That great uncle you had back when you were 6 years old, always looked after everybody. Like, yeah, I'm keeping everything on the down low, but you're just gonna have that knowledge imparted on you. You know, that one older father figure. I wouldn't say father per se, but you know what I mean. That always takes care of you in a pinch. He's really been a good person to deal with. I've been talking to him for years, off and on with these conventions, and I don't really try to get involved with the guests outside the con. I just want to say hello, hey, how you doing once in a while. Blake Shepard's another cool guy. I mean, he's the kind of guy you could have a drink with, and it would be, oh, cool, how you doing, man? He's an awesome person to deal with. He also does his own animation, so he's got that going for him. I mean, most of them are cool people. So how this happened with the timing of all of it is very suspicious, to say the least. Maybe Vic Mignogna did it because blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Maybe it all happened because of that. But the two plausible theories are either the Brawley movie came out and everyone started to pile on Vic Mignogna then, or it's just because he was associated with Anime Matsuri. And there are pages dedicated to the general boycott of this convention. So I understand both sides of the argument there on that point of view. But that doesn't really matter because, in my opinion, who the fuck cares? If he did something really seriously, it should have been dealt with years ago. And I'm not coming out here to be nice either. Oh no. I'm not saying just because this event happened, or just because this creepy con chair, as I like to call him, is a creepy con chair, that you're innocent until proven guilty or something that you blah, 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 blah. I'm saying, generally speaking, that who gives a fucking damn, okay? If somebody did some shit to you back in 2007, you should have dealt with it in 2007. I'm sorry. I've already made that point before. Why the hell now? Why now when we're having a good moment for Dragon Ball Z in general, that you have to bring this to our attention? Heck, Alita Battle Angel's coming out this weekend. I want to see that. I'll probably wait till it's at $1 cinema. But right now it's a good time for anime, and you have to go fuck it up. Good dang job, guys. That's my problem with it. You had to go and screw everything up. You had to ruin somebody's career, whether it's true or not. You had to wait so long to be such an entitled brat like Monica Rial. And now everybody's mad at somebody. Somebody's got to point a finger here. Someone's got to point a finger here. Someone's going to say hashtag Sandra Vick. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care about all the whole who said this and that. I care about the convention scene, and I care more about gaming. I'm a gamer. If you want to hear any kind of problems, play something like Capcom vs. SNK 2. 90% of you can't even touch S-Groove. I know what I'm talking about that too, because I'm one of the few who can touch it. Again, I wish this was alcoholic, but it's not. But generally speaking, this is such fucking bullshit that I'm getting tired of hearing it already. It's been, 2 weeks? And it's starting to get even more annoying. I'm sorry. I cannot deal with this for much longer. And to be very fair, it's not the convention's fault, particularly unless you're Pensacon. That one, yeah, I can go ahead and throw a lightning bolt at that. But you know what? I'll give a shout out to Delta HCon, because no matter what I've seen, no matter what I've tried to go through with, and I have done some things to annoy them. Oh yeah, you think all the conventions really are purely innocent? Trust me, I'm getting talked back and forth by about 8 of them right now. Some of them good, some of them bad, but I'll give Delta HCon particularly credit. They've been staying out of this the whole time. They've been staying out the Momo-kun thing, they've stayed out of the Vic Mignogna thing, and now they're staying out of the Monica Real thing. They've stayed away from all this drama. To give them credit, despite my ranting of them, they've been able to keep all this out of the way. They don't deal with it. They don't play it. They don't try to get near it. They're just trying to run their convention. So I will give them credit. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give them extra praise. They're one of the few conventions that I know of that will actively try to defend people against sexual predators. They have con moms, an actual group of fans who are older. I wouldn't say necessarily all women, but I'm not going to the GBLTQ play. They will actually help you out there at their own table, right next to registration. In fact, they actually do well to take care of you. So I highly recommend, if you feel a little bit uneasy about any convention, go to Delta HCon and see how it should be done. I'll say it right now. I might not be their biggest fan, but I will give them credit where credit is due. They are trying to help people go see their convention. But you know what? I don't want to be this bad guy about who said what, because I can tell you one convention, we had reports about people harassing women and skimpy cosplay. I'm a con volunteer, and we have to deal with that every day. So we do take this seriously, people. We take this kind of stuff very serious. If you're harassing somebody, we will find out, and we will deal with it. If we have to pull someone's badge, God forbid we do that. I'm not going to do it myself. I don't have that authority. We will do that to make sure that people are safe at this convention. But really, I'll straight up say it. I don't fucking feel bad for Funimation. I don't feel bad for Vic Mignogna. I don't feel bad for Monica Real. I don't feel bad for John Lay or Anime Matsuri. I don't fucking feel bad for the people in power. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for you guys who unfortunately have to get stuck in the middle of this. I don't understand why you have to suffer because if somebody said this about somebody about 2005 I don't understand why that has to be your problem. And I'm not here to choose a side. I'm just saying, you know what? Stop all this bullshit so we as the fans can go about our lives. Hell, I'm a gamer. 90% of what I'm saying normally doesn't apply to me. It's not fair to say that about somebody particularly, and I have to deal with it because I go to a convention that had this person in it. You know what? The fans are the ones who suffer the most for this. We do. We suffer for it because some kind of chit-chat war went on back about who knows how long. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the conventions who put you on these guest lists. It's not fair to the people who buy and watch your shows. It's not fair to the people who really run this anime convention scene and this general community. That's not really coming from me, actually. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was a magazine that then AD Vision, which eventually became Sentai Filmworks, put out, who actually, a prominent name, actually said that the anime community is indeed run by the fans, and it's true. And who was that name? Get ready, because somebody's gonna really hate me when I say this. Me. The person who said the anime community pretty much runs the industry was Monica Real. Oh, bitch! You know we're in charge of this thing, and yet you're trying to teach us like we're fucking morons or something. You know what? I don't feel bad for you. This time I'm going to say it. That was a BS move, and you fucking know it. We are in charge here, and you even said it outright back then in that magazine article. I don't remember what it was. I can't remember the name, but I know it's your name on it. So don't give us that crap. Excuse me. Ooh, how vulgar. Don't give us that crap that you feel like you should be better than the whole business, because you're not. Now, that helps. I'm done with the nice guy act about that. As the fans, we have to take care of our own, regardless of what happens. It doesn't matter if I like the situation or someone else likes the situation. Bottom line, we're in charge. We need to deal with it. And it's time we stopped acting like a bunch of little entitled brats ourselves. Cosplayers, especially, feel like they should have their picture taken 80 times out of 90. Look, we're responsible for some of the things that have gone on, too. We're not innocent. I'll say it. I'm a gamer, and I'm responsible for at least 10% of what I've seen in Texas, particularly in Houston. If I'm being generous, I'm part of that group that will literally call out anyone and everyone. That's a fair assessment. But the point I want to make is, generally speaking, this whole thing needs to fucking stop tomorrow morning. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to have my own life. I'm going to have my own job. And I'm going to do what I usually do. But I am not going to have to want to deal with this again, okay? I'm not going to want to go up to another convention and hear that Vic Mignogna may have done this about this person about 5 minutes ago. I hear a car alarm going on in the background. Yeah, the wonders of low-budget YouTube profiling. Awesome, isn't it? I'm just so fucking sick of the everyone's not responsible but me. You know, you're the one that I have. You don't. It's this person. I'm not in charge here. I didn't do anything. And no, don't blame me. Yeah, you are, either by perpetuating it or screwing it up even worse. We run the business. So either we need to fix it one way or another, or we need to say, you're not coming back to this convention because of what you said or did. It's one of the two, guys, because I'm not going to play this card as if I know all the answers. I'm not going to play this card like I'm a con chair. I am not. I am far from it. I know I do a lot of conventions and I say a lot of things, but like I said to San Japan, that plays to my advantage because you don't get anything fake from me. This is not an act. Okay? I'm not acting here. I'm not trying to play you off like you're some kind of idiot. You're not stupid. You're very intelligent people. I love what you do sometimes, but we have to stop acting like, even though we do control the industry, we're the hierarchy. I don't know if anyone realizes this, but unless you really legitimately go draw in Japan or direct these things, there's very little you can really do. Although the fandom in the industry is indeed run by the fans, the business is unfortunately still run by Funimation and Sentai Filmworks and Viz Media. They pretty much run the show still. To be fair, I think Sentai and Viz do a pretty damn good job of not trying to ruin the fan community. I mean, AD Vision used to do that a lot, ruining the fan community. Greg Ayres is still one of the biggest jerks in the industry I can think of because he's trying to bash the fan subbing world. Well, a lot of anime, I think, like, finally, Kefa, I think it's called. Is it called Kefa? I can't remember. Finally is getting a dub. Another prominent anime, I forgot what it was called, just now started getting dubbed. And these are 5 and 10-year-old anime. Why waste that much time? You know, I just want to get it out of the way right now because as a gamer, I live in a results-driven world. It's win or lose, victory or defeat. That's how it is. We need to stop being the entitled brat kind of community, because that's the kind of community that's going to implode on itself one of these days. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think, let's be honest, we've gotten away from the whole, but I kind of want to not bring anyone into this world anymore. A friend of mine once said, as long as there are new 14-year-olds, there'll always be anime conventions. So that's a fair point to be had. But if we don't fix ourselves, we won't have a community in 30 years. Heck, I remember my first anime convention, OniCon 2005. And from then, I've been going to conventions ever since of all kinds. So I don't want to show up saying when I'm 50, 60 something, I remember back in the day, we used to be able to meet these people. And we can't anymore. I don't want to have that happen. So for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, we need to fix these problems internally at least. And then we can deal with people like Vic Mignogna and Monica Real and Funimation. We can deal with that later. So let's work on ourselves first, as the community who really needs to control itself. Not because of what somebody else did, but because we can handle ourselves. We can take that kind of ability and fix what we can fix. Heck, you don't want to go to Anime Matsuri, those Delta H-Con. There's your answer right there. Problem solved. That being said, unless we fix it, this is going to keep happening. We're going to keep getting the Momo-kun, sadly. We're going to keep getting more accusations. And it's never going to end. That's all I got to say. Later.